Hi guys, yo, what up? Welcome to a how do I play Mechabellum video series. I'm gonna make one video each per unit here, and these videos will be pretty short, pretty to the point. If you're someone who's new to the game and you're like, Vibe, I don't know how to play Mechabellum, but I want to play it, the game looks interesting. Well, I will make a video series right now that explains the units one by one and the upgrades that they have and what they're good at and stuff like that. It'll just be a, a quick explanatory video telling you like how to kind of get yourself started to like understand what things even are in this game. So today, this video, we're gonna look at the crawler, guys. We're gonna go across the list. Crawler. This unit is very good. It's what you call a chaff unit. A chaff unit, it's also like a fodder. It's like a running decoy. This unit can do damage, but most of the time this unit is designed for taking damage to the face, I would say. So this unit is pretty cheap. It comes in a big pack of 24, and it only costs 100 resources. This unit is, again, it's a good board filler. It literally helps you buy time in your board for your opponent to shoot at you. And in this game, it's a great idea to have units that are running around that will take a shot of another unit. So this unit literally only has 292 health per crawler, so you multiply that by 24 for all of them. And if you have a unit that hits for, like, let's say 20,000 damage and it shoots into a 292 hit point crawler, that's a win for you, because that unit just massively overkilled a crawler and it didn't kill something more important. So upgrade wise, crawlers can be used aggressively or defensively. It could be used in many different kinds of builds. But for the build loadout here, you have Mechanical Rage, which Mechanical Rage definitely is more of an aggressive loadout kind of a build. This is an upgrade if you want to make your crawlers connect with their target. If you want to like get in really quickly, increases your move speed, which is huge. That's a massive increase on move speed right there. As you can see, it only has 16 by default, so giving it an extra 5 is a massive upgrade to how fast it can move. Then not only that, but it also increases its attack speed. So it just really synergizes well with other aggressive upgrades if you actually want to play a aggressive style where you can move in and be aggressive with the crawlers. Aggressive styles in this game are things where you play on the line. You can get really aggressive with it. It can go with a lot of different compositions, but in general, things like other melee-ish units, like a Rhino would be good with it. It could be good with like steel balls, something like that. It could be good with really like a lot of range units as well, just like behind the crawler. But in general, crawler, Mechanical Rage, again, good aggressively, not super good defensively. You really don't. If you're making this unit defensively, there's not much you want to be getting upgrade-wise on it. There are a couple, but actually there's quite a few. But yeah, Mechanical Rage is an aggressive upgrade. Next, moving on the list, we have Replicate. Replicate is what it does is every single time the crawler kills the unit, it literally creates more crawlers out of the body that just was killed, and it doesn't have to be like a crawler killing a crawler or anything like that. You can kill anything, and the bigger the unit is, the more crawlers that spawn out of it when it inevitably dies because of the Replicate buff. So if a crawler kills like another crawler, you get like one crawler out. If a crawler kills like a giant unit, like a melting point or something like that, you get something like 9 crawlers or something around that number. I don't remember the exact number, but yeah, it basically just makes like a swarm of crawlers if the crawlers are able to connect and do damage. It's a great upgrade if you want to buy time for yourself. Like if your opponent has a lot of his own crawlers and you want to like have some crawler on crawler action and you want to replicate the crap out of those things. If your opponent has like a lot of fangs and you just want to only have replicate, it could be decent there too. But it could also be good if you also are going to pair this with other offensive upgrades, like so far what we've looked at, like Mechanical Rage, or like something we'll look at further as we go down the list. It's just good at like just creating a swarm of crawlers out of the existing pack you have. Like one pack of 24 crawlers could theoretically make like 100 crawlers if they're not getting targeted. An AoE'd or something like that, if like they're able to like just spread, because every time a crawler makes another crawler, that crawler can make another crawler, and so on and so on. So it gets kind of crazy. So again, it's I would say this is definitely still more of an aggressive upgrade. You could argue it could be a defensive upgrade, but realistically, not so much. I definitely feel like this is more of an aggressive upgrade. Then you have Subterranean Blitz. This overall definitely is this is like a hybrid upgrade. This could allow your crawlers to engage more likely without getting a lot of them killed. This also is a really good, it has good aggressive potential because it allows you to connect with more crawlers staying alive, and it also increases your move speed, which is great at being aggressive. But what it also does is it also makes you take 50% less damage from units that are more than 50 meters away from you, which 50 meters in this game is not too far. It's pretty short range, realistically. Like you're getting pretty close to the unit at 50 range. So the crawlers can stay alive a lot longer, so this is also a good defensive upgrade. If you just want your crawlers to like buy more time and not die as quickly, this could be a nice upgrade if you're finding your chaff dying too quickly. So again, it'll just make them stay alive a lot longer. 50 range in this game, like I was saying before, is like units can get up to like 200 range and stuff like that in this game. So 50 range is really not too close. It still is obviously a little bit of range, but it's getting pretty close. So this upgrade right here is a good hybrid upgrade overall. Then you have Acidic Explosion. Acidic Explosion is, I would say, definitely an aggressive upgrade. You could use it on defensive crawlers, but getting this upgrade at all is absolutely aggressive. It's definitely good to try. It's almost like you're setting up traps with your crawlers to where when they die near units, and you're expecting the units that just killed your crawlers to walk over the corpses of your crawlers. What happens then is the unit, when standing on the poison, not only takes 3% of its health per second, but it also now has a debuff while standing on the poison where it takes 250% damage from all sources of damage, like all attacks, not dots, but all attacks. At least I don't think it affects the dot damage if it stays on it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just direct damage, like that shoots into it. So this would be really good at killing things that have high HP, like units that have either leveled up a lot, or giant units that are like medium sized units, like a fortress or a worm or a fucking Vulcan. Medium units like maybe like a sledgehammer, or maybe it really needs to be something with not a ton of range. So Steel Ball would be a good one if you really needed some Acidic Explosion to blow those things up. It would really just add an amplification of damage that unit would take. So this upgrade is wonderful at just setting up traps of poison. You could argue this is good aggressively and good defensively again. Defensively, you don't have to get any other upgrades with it, really, if you find yourself being able to get your acid all over his army when he walks on it. Like if your army is kind of like further back and you have crawlers way up in the front, those crawlers are going to die. And then your opponent walks forward after he kills the crawlers, then he fights your back army, which is your actual army, but he's now standing on poison. It can be good defensively like that. It can be good aggressively if you're going to like run into his army with a lot of mobility, you get into his face, and then acid starts spawning on units, and then like the crawlers start really killing it really fast. That also could be good too. Or other units that are accompanying them. And then you have Impact Drill. This is straight up just aggressive. This is not a hybrid upgrade. This is only aggressive. If you want to play aggressive playstyles, like if you want to play styles where you flank a lot, again, styles like a really easy common one would be like if you're going to play like a Rhino style, like Rhino Crawler, something really fucking mobile in the middle, right in their face. Impact Drill would be a good addition to a play like that, where you're just going to use a lot of crawlers to be aggressive right all on top of them and try to make that work. Impact Drill would be good there. Full-on aggressive upgrade. And then you have Loose Formation Crawler. And I would say this one, I do feel like this one is much more of a defensive upgrade, not so much of an... Like, you could maybe find a way to use this aggressively, but I feel like it's mostly a defensive upgrade. Simply because when you get this upgrade, it does make the crawlers have less HP. They don't have a ton of HP to begin with anyways, but losing the HP could turn the tide on certain units being able to like one-shot them faster that can clear chaff quickly, or units that just rapid fire shoot things out could kill them at a quicker pace. But what it does is it makes your crawlers spread out. So things that do like AoE shots will have less of a chance to kill them when they're spread out. But when your crawlers want to fight something, they don't stay spread out anymore. Once they get to the target, they continue to collapse on the target again and get on it and start attacking. And this will make your crawlers engage the target at a slower pace because your crawlers will spread out, they won't be so stacked up, and they'll engage onto the target slower. So you'll get damage literally slower when you attack into shit. So this is great for like defensively trying to make your chaff last longer. Again, similar to like Subterranean Blitz defensively. It just buys you more time to use the unit defensively. Kind of weakens your aggressive pushes though, because it staggers the damage that crawlers can do. And it, again, overall makes them weaker in terms of HP, so they die even faster. I would say a level 1 crawler probably won't really be affected too much by this, but if you're actually leveling your crawlers up, higher level crawlers will be affected by it for sure, because they will have less HP overall. And if you want to know the build that I'm running currently, I run more of a defensive style crawler myself, which is why I am running Acidic Explosion, Replicate, Subterranean Blitz, and Loose Formation. If I wanted to play something more aggressive, I probably would drop Loose Formation. I would pick up maybe Mechanical Rage, and then I could either drop Acidic Explosion and pick up like Impact Drill, or I could maybe drop... actually, to be honest, if I was going to run an aggressive crawler build, I probably would run this, to be honest. If I was like really obsessed with trying to make crawlers work aggressively, I feel like I would probably run something along the lines of that. So my crawlers have the ability to get in and still stay stacked with Subterranean Blitz, and also makes them faster. Then I, once again, am faster with Mechanical Rage, and then I have the ability to replicate stuff when I kill it, and I kill stuff really fast with Impact Drill. That's probably what I would personally run if I was going to play some type of aggressive crawler build. And yeah, that's about it. And then, before I forget, I'm gonna go back to my old build, because the defensive one that I personally like. And that's a crawler, guys. This unit, again, is great at... The one other thing about this unit that's really nice is when you're on a budget, when you're in a game and you can't afford a lot of things, this unit is a great unit to make when you don't really know what the hell, like if you're like waiting for your next unit but it's too expensive, or you're like trying to set up a board. Getting crawlers out is always easy because they are on par with the cheapest units in the game. The cheapest units in the game are 100, and that's what this unit costs, as you can see right here. So 100 is always going to be the cheapest, and you can definitely fill your board out with some crawlers. Anyways, I hope that helped. I hope this helped you understand a crawler a little bit more. I will do a video like this for all the units in the game, and crawlers, just throwing it out there, they literally go with everything, okay? I would say one of the worst things that crawlers deal with is fire. So if you're doing anything with fire, crawler probably not going to be great there. That's probably one of the worst combinations because they are melee units, and when a crawler runs through fire, it instantly will die, basically, unless it's high level and maybe it can make it through, but it's still bad. Never is crawlers and fire going to be good together. You know, if you're playing aggressive and your crawlers are running into the fucking fire, so you got to be really careful. If you can still use fire with crawlers, but if you do, you got to be careful where you put it. You want to probably make sure your fire is like a bit further away from your crawler, so your crawler have more time to actually be alive. But otherwise, the crawlers can go with everything. So don't worry if you make this unit and you're like, is it good? Is it bad? If you can afford it, you make it. Good for you, because this unit is indirectly going to almost always help you. But again, if your opponent has fire, probably stop making this unit. That's when this might become kind of bad. Or you got to be really careful about where you put them. But that's the crawler, and that's it. Good luck.